Hello, everybody, and welcome to Live from Beyond. This is our presentation of the Eclipse Phase module Million Year Echo. I'm Kevin. I'm going to be GMing. And these are my players. Players, go ahead and introduce yourselves, and you can reveal as much or as little as you would like about your characters.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alex, and I'm going to be playing Vestian, who is I don't even know, a Nova crab, clackety clackety clack. And I'll wait till the briefing to reveal any more about myself.
Okay.
All right. Well, my name is Kim, and I guess the short and skinny on my character is he is a Jovian named Piccolo. I guess for anybody who doesn't know, Jovians are usually, I guess, bioconservatives. He has like a flat morph. He's like a regular human, which I guess is weird in some parts of the galaxy or the solar system, anyways.
I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Dora Mendoza, who is a Ruster and a hacker extraordinaire.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
sorry.
I'm Robin, and I'm playing Uma, or Ushma Gavaskar. And I guess I'll tell you that I'm a member of the Lost Generation, which I'm a little confused about what that means, but I am one of thousands of children raised post-fall in a fast-time VR simul space.
Right.
And there's some cultural implications to that.
Right. So the Lost are so after the fall. So just a very super brief introduction. This is Eclipse Phase. Humanity has created a seed AI, or a singularity level AI, which has destroyed everything, including the Earth. Basically, it's a radioactive wasteland, populated by automatic killing machines. So as humanity left the Earth, not many of them did not escape. So in order to sort of repopulate the species, one of the things that they did was try to grow people in vats and raise their egos via like a simulation.
Right, I played catch with my dad, but it was in
right, and it was sped up to like whatever times 20 speed. And so that was one attempt to sort of cause population to rise. It didn't work very well. Just about everybody who came out of that is either dead or kind of crazy. So
people look at me funny when I say that I'm a member of the Lost Generation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Weirdo.
Okay, cool. All right. So you guys are all firewall agents, which means you're members of a conspiracy which spans the solar system, and your jobs are to prevent existential threats to humanity, whether that's the sun going. I mean, the sun wouldn't go supernova, but if for some reason it wanted to, then you would want to stop that. Viruses that could wipe out everybody who's left. Wars, I guess. If you had some kind of super tech that like just posed a risk to the existence of humanity overall, that's what you guys are trying to stop, trying to find before it can get out of control, put it back under control, or secret it away, or whatever it is. Okay, so you guys are all on Mars through whatever transport you've taken. On Mars, you all receive a message that you are to meet someone you only know as Das Frettchen at a tower in a place called Pathfinder City. So let me bust out the map, and it's going to be important for a minute here. Oh, here I have a whole Eclipse Phase definition. It's kind of cool. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter now.
Well, I want to see it.
All right. Well, there it is.
That's
Creepy. Yeah.
Continue on.
Okay, so let's flip over to the map of Mars. So,
Holy smokes, that is a detailed map.
yes. So Pathfinder City is all in the left side in the bottom half. You can zoom in or zoom out as you need.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so
Mhm.
and so you meet in Pathfinder City. You have an invitation to go to the top of one of the skyscrapers there. Skyscrapers in Pathfinder City are extremely tall. This is Mars. There's a lot of resources available, and gravity is not as much of a detriment as it would be on Earth of past. So at the top of this very tall skyscraper, you have an invitation to go up there. We'll say that you guys all meet in this. We can flip back to the map in a second because we will need to. But you all meet in a boardroom. Very fancy. It's very nice, well appointed. And tell us a little bit about what everybody sees when you walk in. We'll start with Alex.
So the first thing that attracts Bastian's attention is how colorful the walls are, and how there's so many different things. He wanders around looking at them, thinking to himself if any of these pieces that are like jutting out, whether they're art or they're meant to be eaten. So he's kind of trying to take the diplomatic approach and not bite at the walls. But there's like every now and then he reaches up with his claws to kind of like discreetly try to peck on some of the artwork on the walls.
All right. Anybody else? What are you guys? All of your morphs. So Bastian, you're in a Nova Crab morph, right? Is everybody else in more or less human bodies?
Yeah, rusters are more or less human. So
Right. Yeah. So rusters are. So everybody knows rusters are morphs created specifically to live in the Martian atmosphere. So they collect water, or they give off less sweat, more water retention, skin more can be exposed to more radiation and things like that.
when Dora wanders into the room, she notices that there are a lot of chairs around this beautiful executive table in the middle. There are around 16 chairs, and she had thought this was a job for a relatively small crew. And they are, big, executive, very fancy chairs that are all around this table.
Right.
Am I in a human morph sleeve?
I should say on your character sheet.
Where?
On the bottom.
Like just in the bio?
I think it's on the bottom.
In the bottom, it'll say morph : it's under near background and faction.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. My morph is Futura.
Right. So that's the standard morph for a member of the Lost Generation. It's more or less human, but it's a really good morph. I think it's good in combat. It's got fast reaction time. It's got a bunch of like combat enhancing modifications. Or what would be modifications?
I guess Piccolo kind of stands in a corner eyeing up the other agents with a level of suspicion. You could tell he's in a flat morph, so he's pretty much human, as in like good old fashioned, like born human. What sets him apart is that, or how you can tell that it's just a good old fashioned flat morph is that he's not like he's got like some wrinkles and scars. He's not like the prettiest. Like the kind of little things that would be fixed in I guess most like manufactured morphs jut out on Piccolo's face. Otherwise, he wears fairly heavy body armor. And just keeps to himself.
Okay. So as you're all standing there, the door swings open, and a woman glides into the room. Her hair is completely white. Her face is very old. She's got a lot of wrinkles. Extremely, extremely old. But she moves as if she was 20 years old. She sort of glides into the room. She has a info slab under her arm, and she moves to the head of the table and sits down and puts the test slab down and sort of waits for you with her fingers sort of crossed and steepled.
Dora rolls her eyes and then sits down at the table.
Okay. So as you sit down, you catch just a whiff of impatience from her. She says, I'm glad to see that you're all assembled. I trust there was no trouble finding the place?
Stands out.
She says, certainly. Well, I have little time for pleasantries, you understand. Perhaps we will proceed directly to the matter at hand.
I'd like that.
By all means.
We have something of a missing persons case on our hands. Something quite concerning. One Dr. Zamina Al-Marik was a researcher for the Proactionary Corp, an extropian exoplanet exploitation corporation. We have reason to believe that she was able to access a certain item gathered from an exoplanet through one of the gates, the Discord gate, actually. There they came into contact with several Xeno relics. Now, it's our understanding that these Xeno relics allowed her to contact someone, something, or somewhere. Of course, once the Gonin Corporation, who run the Discord gate, got wind of this illicit activity using their gate, they shut it down. Proactionary was shut down, and all of their assets seized. At that time, this Dr. Zamina Al-Murik disappeared. Her family liquidated their assets. They came to Mars, and they quite frankly disappeared. We've tracked them to the edge of the Titan quarantine zone near here, and we believe they were headed for Quarain, where their family dwelled pre-fall. We've sent in an agent ahead of you named Octagon. However, we have not received word from him for several days. We believe that the family was traveling via an airship, the Higera, and we have not heard any reports since they crossed into the TQZ.
What was the name of the doctor?
Zamina Al-Marik.
Zamina Al-Marik. And how many members of her family? His family?
Its family?
Their family?
There were 6 of them.
Their family were with them.
We believe there were 6 of them.
Including or not including the doctor?
Including. Now, what we need you to do is to travel into the TQZ, find Dr. Marik, or the Higera, or both, liquidate her if necessary, retrieve any Xeno artifacts she may be holding or carrying, and as a secondary objective, we would greatly appreciate it if you could retrieve our agent Octagon. Or Stack.
Where's the
Can you
last
tell
known
us a little
location
bit more
of?
about your... What'd you say,
Sorry.
Kim?
Sorry, I was to say, what's the last known location of Octagon?
On board the Higera, the airship that the Al-Marik family was using.
And can you
Was
tell us a little
he-
bit more about your agent?
Well, I believe one amongst us has met him before. I personally have never had the pleasure. Isn't that right, Bastion?
Oh, me? I've met him?
There's a wrinkle.
You know crabs and their memories.
So Bastion pulls out like this little thing that he's like kind of like looking through, and he's like, Octagon. Yes, I have. Yeah, okay, sure. I'll see if I can contact some of my resources, and maybe I can get. Sorry. And maybe I can get a trail on him.
She says, excellent.
Did the rest of the family and the crew of the Higera know that Octagon was on board?
Not as far as we were able to track him, which ended once they entered the TQZ. Now, like I've said, they've been in the TQZ for at least 5 days. If you have trouble retrieving Octagon, you are authorized to use deadly force and if you can, and it's safe to do so, we would appreciate her stack being returned to us.
Mm-hmm.
Convenient.
If you run into complications, we certainly would understand.
So the priority is the doctor's stack or any information that the doctor has, and the stack of Octagon is second level.
Of course, yes. I'm sure I don't need to tell you, but I'll remind you, TQZ is extremely dangerous. If I heartily recommend a backup, even if you do come back, what comes back may not be quite the same.
Well, that's what they said about me, and I'm just fine. Hey, Bastian, can you tell us about Octagon? Is that his name? Can you tell us about Octagon? What kind of a being they are?
Oh, unfortunately, I've never had direct contact with him. He's a little bit secretive, like most of his people, and so when we spoke, it was only through encrypted communications, riddles within riddles, that sort of thing. So unfortunately, the only way I can possibly reach out to him is through his contact, who will hopefully remember the good deal that we brokered and allow me to contact him. And Kev, do I have to do anything to contact to try to find him?
So you've talked with him before, but it wasn't like face to face. You know, right, that he generally uses a regular splicer morph. But other than that,
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just didn't say anything on that sheet. Okay.
Yeah. You suspect he's or she is a drug user, but beyond that, you've talked with her briefly, but that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I relayed the information to the group, but so other than that, I say, listen, I'll try my best to reach out to the two sources and contacts, but I think that's all I have besides the minor transaction that we've done before.
Okay. She folds her hands down. She says, "So, how else can I help you?"
So how are you getting us to the DQZ?
Yes, well, Farwell has seen fit to provide you with several buggies, Mars buggies, that should be equipped to make the journey to the TQZ. They're equipped with several subsystems you should find useful: camouflage, radar absorbent and reducing signatures, robotic enhancements. These should make your travel through the TQZ, if not safe, perhaps not insane.
And they are one-man vehicles? Two-man vehicles?
Each can hold up to 4. However, you have up to 2 at your disposal should you desire that.
Might as well bring 2 in case, against all odds, we bring any bodies back. Though at this point, it seems unlikely.
I thought the deal was we could liquidate the bodies and just bring the stack if we can. Piccolo.
That's the second best option, Bastian. Just
that's right.
Keep a positive attitude.
I thought I was being positive. Sorry.
I'm just saying, if they've been in the TQZ for 5 days by now, I can't imagine this is anything other than a recovery run for their remains.
It may not be. May not be much left to liquefy. Well,
So
Either
can we
way,
review,
we should
can we
certainly take
review
both
what we
buggies.
know about the doctor a little bit?
So, by the way, I'll
Nina?
flip back over to the map. You know that your target is the city of Quarain.
Okay, so
okay. That's not too far in. That's good.
I don't see it yet.
where is that?
Too fast for me, Aaron.
Left side. I was looking at the map before. I was just kind of exploring it a little bit. Pathfinder City is not too far from Quarain.
Okay, I don't see Pathfinder City. Where's
It's on
that?
it's on the
There.
left side, near
You know the like
Oh, it's
triangle-y
right there.
thing?
Yeah, I
It's
was
right below the
staring right at it.
triangle-y thing. Yeah.
Got it.
Mm.
Oh, I see. That's not far in at all. What's the white zone?
The white zone is so if the TQZ is someplace you don't want to go, the white zone is the place in the TQZ that you extra don't want to go.
It's the DQZ, it's DQZ.
Super happy fun
TQZ,
times
yeah,
in the
TQZ.
white zone is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
where we're going.
Okay,
Like
and
100%.
and what did Dr. Samina flee with again?
She says, well, I'm not exactly sure, but from what I can tell, they recovered a Xeno artifact through the Discord gate that allowed communication with some sort of entity. The origin of that entity, of course, I do not know. If you can recover this artifact, or any copies of communications received, any sort of anything further than that, of course, would be something we would need to have, of course. But what exactly that has led to, we're not sure.
Should we try using some of these artifacts?
She says, no, that would be highly inadvisable.
Advisable.
Inadvisable.
Inadvisable. That's what I said.
If you happen to become infected through any sort of, you're going into the TKUZ. If you happen to survive the rigors of Titan infection, then would hate to have to subject you to quarantine due to Xeno infection. Whatever
but,
that might be.
But Uma has previously been there, no?
I have.
Have you been through the decontamination?
I don't know. How would I know that?
As far as you know, you are okay. Well, so if you were contaminated, you wouldn't tell anybody, because that would mean that you're a terrible mutant person.
Right.
So
And
Obviously,
mutant
I'm
people
not,
don't tell anyone that they're
because I'm
terrible
great.
mutants.
right, you would be basically a Titan slave or soldier, an exsurgent, like, I don't know if zombie is the right word, but you would your goals would be different, and you would basically be like a bad guy in disguise, like a Cylon maybe.
Good.
Right. Well,
Founder,
I would say I'm not a Cylon, but that's what Cylons say.
See, she's already got it.
All right, Bastian, like skitters over like closer to Uma and like gives her a very light like poke, just to kind of see her reaction.
He pokes her with his claw.
Yeah, not like enough to do any sort of damage. Just to kind of.
I
Like,
just
get
I just give you a really weird look, but I'm not really looking at you. I'm kind of looking like around you, and kind of like feeling the air in front of you. Like what is happening right here? What are you doing?
like Bastian like moves left and right and it's kind of like, okay, well, all right.
I think
You
we
okay?
should probably get going. This sounds like a really fun adventure.
That's one way of looking at almost certain suicide. But shall we mount up?
I feel like I need like a little SARS mask.
That will certainly help you with Titan infection.
Yeah, I certainly hope so.
Nothing to worry about now. Is there anything else about the mission you feel the need to tell us?
Let me check. Just so we're clear, the mission is find Almarique, recover any research or data she has with her, along with the artifact if possible, or failing that, destroy it. If she's dead and the records fall into the wrong hands, it could be extremely bad for all of us.
What wrong hands are you speaking of?
Well, she's in the TQZ, so
In hands? But not that they have hands, but
sure, I can type out the doctor's name.
I got it.
Yeah, they could easily fall into Titan hands. Leaving them out there on the desert floor is certainly no good option, especially given the sensitivity of the data. Perhaps, if she's alive but infected, the possibility of an exsurgent with knowledge that came through the Pandora gates is, quite frankly, terrifying. So once you take care of her, if you can also take care of Octagon, that would be great, but it's definitely secondary.
Oh, take care. You kind of giving me signals here. Because
retrieve. We're going to retrieve them, Bastian, and I know that.
So
I know
if
the
Octagon
question-
is uninfected, and Bastian, I guess you will be in the best position to determine that, and able to be retrieved, then you may retrieve her alive. However, if threat of exsurgent virus infection poses too great a risk to yourself, then or the agent is clearly infected, then you can return her stack or liquidate her altogether.
Just a quick question. Why is Bastian in the best position to determine that?
Bastian
Some kind of
like tapping his head really quickly with his claw.
As well, Bastian, you've had dealings with Octagon, as I understand before, so you could perhaps determine if something is off about it.
I see.
Well, sounds good to me. Shall we collect our little buggies and set off?
Let's get the show on the road.
Yes. How many buggies are we taking? Did we decide?
2.
2. And they have room for how many people?
4
Each have room for 4 people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
At least one.
I somehow doubt we'll be coming back with a lot of passengers.
Whoa.
Always the optimist there, Piccolo.
Piccolo? Piccolo? Do you
Yes.
mind if I ride with you? I don't think I've ever seen your pipe.
Dora, guess you're with me.
Piccolo looks around.
That sounds
Like-
great.
I'd really rather prefer. Really looks at Dora, looks at Uma, and looks back at Bastian and says, "Never mind, I guess."
Bastian, why
Every
don't you
option's
give
a
me
good option if there are no good options.
Bastian, why don't you give me a perception?
Oh my
perception in this game? Yeah, so you're gonna roll a D100. You're trying to get underneath.
Under
Yeah.
D100. I have an extra 5. Oh, okay, so I have 50.
Yeah,
So I get under my- okay,
the
yeah, I
column
got-
all the way on the right. Yeah.
I have 50, so I have under 50.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, we roll D100s for all the skills in this game. The number you get underneath your skill, or actually, no, sorry, the way we do it is the number you get is your margin of success. If you go over your skill, it's a failure. If you roll doubles, right? If Alex had rolled a 22, he would have a critical success. So he has a 24 margin of success. The higher is better. So you want to get up to your skill as close as you can, but
Without going over.
right, without going over. So you're with your 24. Bastian, here, I want to type this to you. Maybe this is better left communicated.
Well, roll 20 is on the
I
screen.
succeeded, right?
Yeah, you succeeded.
Yeah. What do I see? Piccolo, your zipper is open.
How do I roll again? I do slash.
/roll space 1d100.
I'm
Alright.
just practicing. Is that
That's
cool?
Yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, Bastion.
Okay.
Well,
Whoa, is that practice or is that a real roll for something, Uma? Cause
no, that was practice.
that's
Just
too
kidding.
bad.
Well, I mean, it's a success, but it's not much of a
It's
success.
like the
Yeah,
worst
I guess
success
so.
you could have. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Are you going to do anything
Wait.
about that, Bastion, or are you just going to?
I'll wait till we're on our buggy, our own, and
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
like.
So I mean, you
And-
guys head out into Pathfinder City. You have AR overlays that guide you to the buggies, and you can quickly get in them and start driving. The roads very quickly turn into disrepair if you're going to head straight towards Quarrain. You notice by looking at the map very cursorily that the terrain is extremely rough between Pathfinder City and Quarrain. You could go around to the west more easily. However, you would have to travel through a lot more territory of the TQZ.
I don't even see much to the west. Is there any other?
Well, it just goes straight
Town.
around, right to the right side,
Okay.
the wraparound kind of thing.
Okay.
Mm.
How much more
You don't
time would
say.
that take us?
Let's see here. What can you roll? I think there's a navigation.
Navigation.
I mean, considering they're most likely already dead, it's not like we really have to hurry that much.
I think the concern is more being in the DQZ for a longer period of time,
Understandable.
not like getting there on time. Is there a navigation thing? I don't see it. Maybe I just don't have it.
I thought there was. You know, a pilot groundcraft or something like that.
It's possible I just don't have navigation.
I have aircraft or spacecraft, which doesn't.
I got spacecraft.
Sorry, what were we looking at? I got distracted.
Piloting of any sorts.
Or navigation.
No.
Okay, then
Piccolo
just
is
give me
not a driver.
just give me a cognition. I think we'll go with cognition. Cognition times 2. So the first stat on the top, aptitudes. Take your total, multiply by 2, and then put a roll into that.
All of us, or
Just
one of us for the group? Uma? Okay.
Wait, I'm doing it?
But we
Yeah.
have we're running
You asked.
Right.
two buggies, right?
Sure. But
Presumably
I mean,
they
this
go the
is
same
a
way.
more general navigation type
Okay.
thing.
Okay. Sorry. What am I rolling? I see cognition.
So you're going to multiply it by 2, the total times 2, and then try to roll into that.
Okay, so base is 15, morph bonus is 5, so my total is 20, so I'm trying to roll under a 40. Is that what you're
That's
telling
right.
me?
Yeah.
And I'm rolling 1d
39.
100.
Yep.
39.
Slash roll.
I
on
forgot
the-
the slash. Shut up.
And just roll, not rolling.
I know, I just typed what I was saying.
Got it.
Great
Good.
success.
Okay.
All
great,
right.
yeah.
Very good. Great success.
Okay, so you think it would take 4 extra days of travel through the TQZ to go around, followed by a half day of rough travel up the slopes of Apollinaris Mons, which is the mountain that Quarrain sits on. Direct would be faster, about a day, but it would be very rugged terrain. But damage to the buggies is almost certain.
I say we go around. My recommendation, dear fellow adventurers, is to make everything as easy as possible for us. This is going to be a difficult task, and why complicate it further with risking damage to our equipment?
If Octagon has been there for this long, maybe they won't be able to hold on for that much longer, including the doctor.
I mean,
Well-
like somebody said earlier, if they're not
don't
dead
think-
yet, then
I think the upside to going around this time is it'll still leave us the possibility of getting out quickly if we need to. The buggies should be in better shape, so they should be able to hold up better. I worry that if we go directly there over rough terrain, it won't be in any shape to come back the quick route, and we may not want to stay any longer once we've initiated contact with anything in Quarrain.
the speedy exit is always a good option to keep open.
Whichever we choose I can also repair the buggies if we need to.
I have some skill at repair as well, so
We could work together.
Well, even if we
Clack,
go around,
clack.
we still have that half day of rough climb, so there is no
Indeed.
easy option. We're just taking the slightly better one if we go around.
well, I support Uma's proposition that we go around and explore a little more of the DQZ.
Nice scenic drive to the TQZ.
You know,
Okay.
I turned that off.
Uma's asylum.
All right. So, whoever's driving, I'm going to need an infiltration roll from each of you, assuming that you are going to be trying to avoid trouble while you travel to the TQZ.
All right. I guess I'll drive.
fine.
I have fairly good infiltration.
So the camouflaged buggies give you basically a plus 30 bonus to your skill. You can either subtract 30 from your roll. Well, we'll just add 30 to your skill. So
well, Uma, how good are you at sneaking around?
Infiltration, I am.
I failed badly.
I'm
You know what's
fif-
sad is that my skill plus 30 is 90.
Jesus
So I
Christ.
didn't even fail by much.
So sorry, Uma, you were gonna say before Piccolo drove off a cliff or something?
Bastard
I'm
prepares his parachute.
50. So, what did you say? So 80?
Yes,
do
I
you
think
have?
then you should drive. I'm not quite as skilled at sneaking around. I'm not very sneaky.
All right. Well, while Piccolo is attempting to be sneaky, Bastion proves to be a little bit of a distraction, as every now and then he very lightly grazes the back of your neck and skull around your cortical stack area, Piccolo.
That's. Dora, I'm so glad we're
that's
riding
totally
together.
normal.
Well, that's
Yeah.
really difficult because I don't think I have a cortical stack.
Yeah, you don't, which is the big deal. This is why Bastion is extremely interested in what happened to you to get you to this point.
And Uma and Dora are becoming best of friends and have shared
I-
a picnic lunch.
Swapping stories. I rolled a 17.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Is
So
it
Piccolo,
good?
what do you do as Bastion, I guess in his way, points out that you do not have a cortical stack?
He swats away Bastion's claw as he swerves on the road, snaps around and says, "Oh, did they not or teach you manners at under whatever rock you grew up under?"
Bastion looks he's like, I'm sorry, Piccolo, but have you never been inside another morph before? How do you I have so many questions. How do you
I would imagine you do.
are you the alpha?
The alpha? It's exactly the kind of attitude that people have nowadays. You just make a copy and you just re-sleeve and you just
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess uplift whatever animal you want out of the ocean. It's also convenient, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, that's what I've been saying.
This car is the best car.
It's like when you guys is road tripping with your girlfriend's dad or something.
Yeah.
Piccolo just shakes his head in disbelief.
So Piccolo, you as you start at the window, you notice that there's something of a cloud sort of resting against the side of the car, as you've swerved off the road, and as you look at it, you see the rear view mirror on that side of the car begin to sort of evaporate.
Sort of cease to be.
Yes.
Wait, the camouflage is evaporating? What's evaporating?
No, the rear view mirror.
Like this, and so you notice that this cloud seems to be sort of moving itself to envelop the car.
Do I have any idea what this is? Is this some kind of like Martian like weather phenomenon or
Roving nanoswarm.
something? I have
Well,
any
yeah,
idea?
sure. Why don't you give me a roll here? Let's see.
Cthulhu Mythos. Go ahead and spin that up.
Any kind of technology skills you're particularly good at?
He's a flat, of course not.
I have like
Let me see.
security systems.
Let me find Piccolo. Yeah, you're not particularly good at any of this. Well, it doesn't
You
take
don't know what
a
it
lot
is.
of. Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of knowledge to know that the Titans use disassembler nanoswarms during their wars, which are nanorobots that basically take apart things atom by atom.
So are we already in the whatever it is, TQZ?
Mm-hmm.
Say I guess we have like radios or something like that. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways.
You guys are in total communication. By the way,
We've long ago turned off our radios. You gotta be. Have you heard what's going on in that car?
well, no, it's actually an important point, and we should discuss it because as you pass into the TQZ, your mesh access to the internet basically is going to drop off. This is probably at least a little disconcerting for most of you, since you've probably been connected to the mesh basically for every moment of your lives. Piccolo, I don't know if you have mesh inserts or you use devices like the old-fashioned way. Let's see here. Yeah, don't see any mesh inserts. So you like type on a keyboard like a fucking man.
Like men were supposed to do.
What a man.
So you're probably fine actually, but everybody else has dropped off of their mesh access. You guys can still broadcast locally, which should give you about somewhere between half a kilometer and a kilometer radio contact with each other, but on the other side also conceivably with anything that is in the TQZ. So,
All right. Well, I as soon as I like notice the disintegration or slow disintegration of our rearview mirror, I spin around to Vasti and I say, I think we have a Titan disassembler swarm here, and I I guess try to turn away from the swarm and speed up in hopes that.
How well known would the swarm be? Would I know what he's talking about, Kevin?
yeah, you would know. This is like a terrifying thing that happened. These are just like clouds of nanorobots that rove across like a planet's surface and just destroy, just like physically disintegrate everything they come into touch with or into contact with.
Bastian says, in post-fall Earth, these were used pretty much throughout most of North American continent to pretty much level the whole thing.
Bastian's the worst.
This is why we can't hear anything you guys say.
Wait, okay, so
Like,
I didn't quite understand. We have communication devices that work up to half a kilometer away. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So okay.
How
So
far
here's
apart are we?
here's the long and short of it. You have personal communication devices through mesh inserts. Everybody except for Piccolo, right? Piccolo, I assume you have some kind of equipment that would allow you to communicate with.
He's got a walkie-talkie.
fucking cell phone.
There's no match
Good
to it. He's
old-fashioned-
just holding a single
Hello?
walkie.
Goddamn radio!
No, I'm totally sure you have something you could use.
I
to
have a
communicate, whether it's-
miniature radio Farcaster.
Okay. So that
you
is
know.
actually also a Farcaster is. Well, okay, right.
I also
So, yeah,
have a
that's
radio
communication
booster.
device. Right. The buggies have their own radio systems they could use to communicate with each other if you wanted. You have your own personal radios or communication systems you can turn on or off as you would like. If you want to broadcast in the TQZ, it is okay. It's perhaps dangerous in some ways. I guess I'll leave it to you to determine what the level of danger is. But I wouldn't say it's like suicidal, perhaps.
What about like short distances? Like how far apart are two buggies?
I assume you guys are not very far apart.
I assume we're keeping within sight.
Okay. So if you look back at our cart, you'll see Bastion waving his like claws around at you guys and like doing
The car's
like
like
the
swerving back and forth.
doing like the
Oh,
air
that
traffic
looks
controller points to the
They look
swarm.
fine. Everything looks fine back there. Just keep driving. Don't look, Uma. Everything is fine.
Oh, by the way, all of you, as you are about to enter the TQZ, I forget to mention this, get a message. I'm going to take me a minute to distribute these to everybody.
All of you die. All right, that was a good campaign.
All right, everybody.
You're disassembled atom by Titan like disassembler swarm. GG. See you next week.
Nice. All right, boys.
It's a fun
Time to
hour.
reroll your characters.
All right. So I think I give the right one to everybody.
Where...
We have to go find it ourselves.
Sorry, how?
You go to
I
the
like that it
second
lets me-
tab in the upper right hand corner, and under handouts, you should get a thing.
It lets me zoom in, but there's no in to be zoomed, so it just moves it.
I see.
I have a question. Do we all get the same message? Because
That's a question, isn't it? I'm pretty sure the monster looks
Oh,
different for
I
each of
guess-
us, so.
I guess we don't know, right? We don't know what message everybody got.
Unless all of us are like, hey guys, here's the message I just got.
Did we talk about what like? I know you talked about what the buggies are and have, but do we have any amount, like any serious amount of tech or equipment with us? Like, I don't. Someone in the chat was saying, "How do you deal with a disassembler swarm?" Somebody said, "Hope you have the counter swarm."
Counter swarm.
Do I have a
That's not-
backpack that's got some neat?
With some
Yeah. So all
EMPs.
your
Definite?
all your equipment is listed there for you.
We have
I mean,
all
I
of it
have
with
an
us?
EMP grenade. I just don't plan on using it to help those fucks in the other thing, so
Goddamn
I think
traitor.
that's covered.
Say that again.
So you have a Tagant nanoswarm. I'm not sure what that is right off the bat, but I don't think it's what you need. So if somebody could look that up, that'd be good. I'll post it in chat. But no, I don't think you have. You'd be looking for like another nanoswarm. Usually they're called like guardian nanoswarms or something like that.
I mean, an EMP grenade, presumably, if we turned our shit off, would do it, right?
Alright, so I'm like screaming at Bastion, like do something to distract him as I'm like speeding away across the rough ground in like
Oh,
away from the swarm.
I don't know what half of this gear is.
Yeah, I'm trying to read.
If you have some questions, I can try
Super
to.
thermite charge.
Yeah, that's
Can that stop?
That
a
sounds like
swarm?
it'll end. That sounds like it'll solve a lot of
right.
problems.
So that's like thermite. It's a substance that burns extremely hot, and then super thermite, I assume, burns
Super hot.
Yeah.
Very good.
I mean, and I'd know how like
Ooh, what's that?
its range and stuff, right? If I was to like,
Well, so
set it
thermite,
off.
I believe, is a. I'm not sure if it's not something you throw. It's like something you apply to a surface.
Maybe you can
I'll-
like take a chair out of the buggy and like throw it out there for them to like devour while we escape.
I think they'll devour it super fast. And then
I have a Tagant nanoswarm. What is
Yeah.
that? Does anybody know?
That's what we've been trying to look up, but I
If
don't
someone
think we
could
have
look that up, I'm not sure exactly what Tagant is. I think it I want to say it maybe tags things so that so that you can track them.
At the nano level, Kevin.
Okay, well,
Which
I'm not
book?
sure.
Which book would we leave it?
It's probably in the core book.
Okay.
I've got.
If anybody in chat knows what Tagant nanoswarms do off the top of their heads.
Then, save us.
please help.
Like I already
A room
turned to the
protected-
chat
a
for
room
help.
pro-
Their advice
a room
was
protected
run
by
away.
the Tagant nanoswarm usually has 2 or more hives. One
What?
at each. This is talking about a Tagant nanoswarm being something that's like in a room that protects it. Do I
Okay.
have like a beehive in my bed?
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you have a Tagant
Yeah.
nanoswarm, then you have 2 hives, right?
Nice.
However it's described. You say, so it what you put it each one somewhere, and it protects things in the middle or something.
And it tags everybody with probably the tag and die that I have.
Okay.
And then
There
I
you go, then.
probably use the track software that I have.
Okay, it's all coming together now.
I
Boom.
think.
That makes sense. See, I was right.
Ish.
Okay, so a nanoswarm is disassembling the side of your buggy. Bastion, you can see the camouflage begin to flicker, and you hear the hiss of air as the atmosphere, barrier is broken. You can hear the whoosh of.
Is it possible to like shoot these things? I mean, it's like a swarm of.
Well, okay, it's possible to shoot them in that like you could shoot a cloud of sand.
Yeah.
So like you can shoot at it. It's not going to.
Okay, fine. I try doing what Piccolo recommended. I apply some of the super thermite to like some stuff like a box or a chest that I find lying around the.
So I mean, like I think at a basic level, it might occur to you guys to like at least hit the accelerator.
Accelerator?
Oh yeah, well, that's what I've been doing.
I thought that
I'm in like
Piccolo made
full.
it clear.
I'm speeding away as fast
Yeah.
as possible, yelling
Okay,
at Bastion to quit screwing around,
This is the
looking
pedal,
for
and
like the perfect box or whatever, and to just grab something and throw it at the freaking swarm in hopes that they're just distracted for even a millisecond
Okay.
before
All
we're
right.
all eaten alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two of us
Piccolo
are
and
eating
Bastion
alive.
are each
Two of
fairly
us.
close to kicking each other out of the buggy. and-
Don't think they're not coming for you after they're done with us.
Listen, one of us has a stealthy driver.
I'm
and the other one
driving
is,
as
like,
fast as possible
fumbling
towards the
along
other
with
car.
Radio going. and-
Okay. All right. So so you slam the accelerator, and you feel like the buggy lurch forward. It seems like part of the front wheel has probably been deteriorated, but you are able to achieve forward momentum. The buggy sort of speeds away. The cloud is left behind, but it's thumping every cycle of the wheel.
The front wheel disintegrated? Weren't they
That was where
coming
the
from?
nanoswarm was. It was on the side near the rear view mirror, or the side mirror, excuse me.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
it came up in
Problem with
and,
swarms is that they cover a large area, I guess.
Sure. And Bastion, you can feel the whoosh of air. Well, can you in your stupid crab body?
Can he
don't
feel
know.
anything? That's the question, right? Has science gone
Do
too
crabs
far?
even feel?
The answer
Only
is
emotions.
yes.
Okay. Well,
Nothing
if you
else.
have ears to hear, which I think you probably do.
Probably not.
Oh, I think okay. You can at least tell a change in pressure. I think as a crab, you can tell that the atmosphere
Now he's a
seal in this, or
biologist.
the atmosphere seal in this buggy is certainly broken.
All right, so we obviously need to stop and repair this thing, or we're all
I
gonna
shoot like a brief message to Uma and Dora. I just a very quick like buggy damage, stopping to repair.
Okay.
Okay. We'll turn back around
So
and
I mean,
go help out.
let me know what your guys' strategy is here, because if you're turning off your communications devices, you're not going to be able to send or receive.
No, we're not actually turning off our communication devices.
Okay, so
No.
what are you leaving on? You can leave on. I mean, the buggies have their own separate, set of.
Yeah, I
radio
think the
stuff.
buggy-to-buggy radios is the one that
Okay.
makes the most sense. Then there's not so much broadcasting. Presumably, it's like small radius and it's designed to be close. So
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
I
cool.
think we should turn back and wait for them, but I don't want to like go park right next to them. I want to like stay a little distance away. I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna like get out and like.
and you can stay in the car,
over
and
there
that
and
way.
help. I'm
yeah,
gonna like
I can-
sit there with my foot on the accelerator pedal. Like, is there another swarm? Because I am taking off.
Yeah, no, that's great. And keep the buggy running. You're the escape driver. But
Yeah.
I'll wander over to help repair.
Okay,
Alright.
sure. Why don't you guys give me a mechanical repair there?
Okay.
So
Oh, we did together.
yeah. What, are you guys talking about anything or?
Does somebody actually have like some kind of mechanical repair skill?
Can I do like a hardware roll? I have a bunch of hardware rolls.
Yeah, that's what I have. I assumed it's hardware.
Electronics, aerospace, industrial, robotics.
That's fine. Yeah. Industrial's probably fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so. I mean, the buggy comes with a repair kit that has like multi auto tools and repair swarms and stuff like that. So it shouldn't
Okay.
really be that hard.
And I have repair spray, which is plus 20 to hardware tests.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
that's
Yeah,
so
so you can take another plus 10 from the buggies kit along with your repair spray, like a plus 30.
Can I roll
Okay.
anything to help, or
And you wanted
You can take
industrial.
what's your skill, Bastian?
45?
Yeah, take another plus 10.
Okay, that puts me at 90.
I'll roll 100 like some people.
You
Oh.
do
I don't know who Quincy
Gorgeous.
Fodor is.
It's a
That would
shitty
have to, it would
success.
take a true idiot to fuck this up.
And you're
don't
really
think
close. You're really,
But I
really
want to
close.
tell you that
Well,
he said
it's
something
sort
funny
of.
in chat.
What's happening?
Quincy Fodor said something funny in chat, and I thought it was funny. Just had to point that out to you guys.
It's some
Buggy got
some
bugged.
arty
Buggy
little
got bugged. Now it's Buggy. I thought it was good.
All right, that's good. That's good.
Oh, God.
shit. Oof.
Perhaps a bit buggy. All right.
Let's just move on.
Can I go back into the swarm? Is it too late?
Okay, so you effect repairs on the vehicle. It's coming down to nightfall. Bastion, you haven't mentioned anybody else that Piccolo doesn't have a stack, right?
No.
Okay.
But I would like
Is
to,
that
like,
not something we can see?
Yeah,
Little.
it's
If we
small,
looked
but
for it.
I don't know. Do you try to hide it, Piccolo?
I mean, what is it, like a plug in the back of my neck or something like that?
Yeah, but if you have long hair or you wear a high collar, you could probably hide it.
I mean, so Piccolo's wearing like, I think like heavy body armor, which I imagine would not leave a ton of gaps. And on
Protect
top of
your
that, I
neck.
guess he's got, smooth, gelled back black hair
Okay.
covering. So I think it's the kind of thing that you would have to be fairly observant probably to notice.
Okay. Bastion, it occurs to you perhaps that it's especially
Dangerous for him to be here?
yeah, right.
Yeah. No.
Well, I mean, to you, right? Because like, this is pretty close to a suicide mission, right? Like, you might not die, but in that sphere of not dying, there's like coming back infected or like becoming a mutant that like has no control over their mind or body. And at some point you would assume that you would want to be backed up, right? And then you die, but like it doesn't matter because you're backed up. You continue living. Piccolo has no option like that, right? This is
This is the alpha.
For some reason, I do have like backup insurance, which I don't know what. that
maybe
means.
that's just a typo. I don't think you have any use for it.
I pay for the insurance. It's like car insurance. You have to pay for it.
You have to have it.
You know those
Abandoned
insurance
if you do.
companies. How did I end up paying for
Well,
this?
so-
They just
Freaking
told me it was a good
Obamacare,
idea.
man.
I don't necessarily want to like spread
Thanks,
Piccolo's secret because I know it's like a little weird.
Okay.
But when when we decide to stop for a break or whatever, I would like to, or when we're back in the buggy, I would like to like talk to him, and like just kind of like bring it up.
Okay.
So
you guys get back on the road. Why don't you continue your conversation?
Sure. I say, Piccolo. I sit next to him, but like keep my hands like very close to myself to not, because the last time I touched him, we like swerved off the road or something, and almost got eaten by a swarm.
Tried to,
So
Yeah,
last time we had a conversation, I tried to end it by driving headfirst into a disassembler swarm.
yeah, I say, Piccolo. There's a chance that you might cease to exist. I mean, now, listen. So I got this communication from headquarters, and I don't know if you're the best person to tell this, but I figure if I could just kill you if worse comes to worse. And so I like pull out my little like communication and I like show him mine, Kevin.
Your stack?
No. My priority message from Firewall.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
I like slide it over to him, and I say, I'm like, listen, Piccolo, I understand that you are. So I'm gonna read it for the viewers. It says, Sentinel, your participation in this mission is of vital importance, and yet you have not been told half of it. For that, we apologize. The primary mission objective remains the same: Find the cortical stack of Zamina Al-Mariq before it falls into the wrong hands. But there's a secondary objective. Someone on your team is a traitor to the organization. Try to find out who. Good luck and good hunting.
Okay.
So that's what mine says. I don't know. So I tell him, I was like, listen, if you turn out to be the traitor, I'm just gonna kill you.
You just wanna make that
Piccolo
clear.
kind of like
favorite.
he's like sits, he's like quiet for a second, and he says, "Well, I guess you could try."
Ooh.
I said, no, you don't get me wrong. I wish you no ill will, and I don't wanna do anything to you, but what can possibly bring you here? That what could possibly bring you here? You know, if something happens, you're done. I mean, maybe we can put like back you up somehow. I might have some like equipment, and I start like going through my like
You're
my
like,
I have like a
Pulls out a floppy disk.
I have like a mobile.
Put this
No,
in
I
your-
have
This
like-
works.
Click on this for a while.
Says, I guess maybe for somebody like you, this point might be lost, but you know, there's something to a sense of mortality. You know, you can like going through whatever you call your quote unquote life, just like killing yourself and re-sleeving in some other body for your convenience. It's all.
Yeah, that's great.
It's all just killing yourself over and over again. You might say you get to come right back, but it's not the same.
How do you know?
How do
That's
you
a fair
know?
question.
It's,
That's also a fair question.
I've done it a bunch of times. I've experienced
And those
no
little
loss of time.
gaps in your memory, they never bother you.
They're so tiny. They're like, I mean, I've even once died in front of myself, and I remember seeing myself die. It wasn't that bad.
There's something to be said for the way things are supposed to be compared to how they are.
I reach out my claw to him in like a handshake man. I was like, listen, if at any point you decide that you want to be backed up, you let me know. I think I can finagle something. And I like show him that I have like a whole bunch of like disassembly tools. I have like a mobile lab. Like I have a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, maybe I could handle it.
Say, if there ever comes a point where I ask you for that, just go ahead and put a bullet in my head.
You mean a stack in the back of your head, right?
I'm trying to talk sense into the crab.
All right, so the rest of the 3 days passes basically uneventfully. As you pass within a certain radius of where your maps show to be Quarain, all of a sudden you start to receive a radio signal.
On our buggies.
Yep.
Like, turn it up.
I can turn it up more if you want.
Wait,
Is it
there
just
something
supposed to be
playing?
like static or something like that? Or just hear like a
Oh,
high pitched
yeah.
noise?
it's like there's like a little bit of static.
I can't hear what they're saying.
All right, I try to
Sure.
like save it and like take it apart and try to make sense of
Okay.
sense of what's being said.
Sure, yeah.
I have like electronics. I don't have like computers used.
Yeah, you don't have any cryptography or anything, right? Anybody?
Cryptography, no.
I mean, I have
Photography?
computer security.
Decryption, I think it might be called. I don't remember the other skills for this game.
No, I don't have cryptography either.
All right, well,
InfoSec?
infosec. Infosec's fine.
I have InfoSec. I can try to work through that.
I think
yeah,
I
why
have
don't
that
you
as
do
well.
Okay, let me
I
work
have-
on that.
What's your infosec number?
Mine is 75.
I have it at 16.
That's great.
Just don't mess it up. Nice.
All right, so Dora, very quickly you find that this this message is mostly garbage, but embedded in it is a frequency that you could turn your radio to.
Okay. I'll tune the radio to that frequency.
Okay, are you going to give it to the car or just yours?
Just do our buggy first. And
Sure.
maybe
I'll-
disconnect from them for a second. I don't know. This seems dangerous.
Yeah. Is that going to be a problem, like, technically for us?
No, I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
Okay.
All right, so you tune to the radio frequency, and for a while it's quiet, and then sort of all of a sudden,
A scream
Cool.
of some sort.
All right, let's just turn around and go back.
Screw all of this.
Do we recognize that as a oh, that sounds like someone screaming, or that sounds like a thus and such screaming?
no,
Does it
no,
sound
just
familiar?
whatever. No,
Whatever
Just
you make
sounds
of it.
creepy as hell. Okay, cool.
Clickety clack, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, let's call
Hey,
the
Black, let's turn back.
let's radio on over to the other buggy and let them
And?
hear what we hear and tell them about it.
okay, well it doesn't seem to be repeating.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll open communication and say, hey, I decrypted a frequency from that static that we were hearing, and we switched over to it, but the only thing we got was a scream, and it hasn't repeated, so I don't know if there's much to take away from that.
So anyway, you can determine where the transmission is coming from?
Probably not. I don't think we have the ability to triangulate with just one receiver, so I don't think so.
Like, was it like a? I don't even know what kind of scream was it. Can you repeat it? Can you try to mimic it, Dora?
Ah! I don't know.
Sort of banshee-esque. Oh dear.
Wail of banshee sorts. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was a scream. What do you want?
It was creepy and foreboding, but let's just forget
ignore
about
it
it.
and
There's not
keep
that
going.
much we can do.
Do you really want to turn around and drive 4 more days through swarms of nano dissembler bots just to, tell Firefight that we couldn't do our job? Let's get in there.
Look, we
Firewall?
firewall.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, perhaps we should just continue continue on. We come this far. Let's just see if we can find the Higera as soon as possible.
What do we see around us? Kevin, is this just the same train we've been seeing? Or,
Yeah, so
are we
it's
getting close?
basically you're traveling through miles. So you've been traveling through miles and miles and miles of the Martian desert. Mars has been partially terraformed, so there are like every once in a while bits of like engineered scrub, but they're not particularly plentiful in this area. And you have just reached the foothills of Mars, Mons Apollonius, whatever you say the.
How far
There's
are
something
we
in there.
from?
You're about a half day from Corrine.
All right, hit it.
What?
Let's go. Let's just
Okay,
get going.
Let's get back on the road.
Guys, me.
Okay,
let me
so,
punch in the accelerator.
So one last roll, another piloting check from each of you.
I don't think we've done any piloting checks yet. It's all been sneaking or whatever.
Sure, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, a piloting groundcraft begin.
I guess I don't have that. I just had infiltrate.
So you can just
Yeah.
roll reflex times 2.
Wait, so am I rolling infiltration or not?
No. This is pilot groundcraft, which should be
I
reflex.
don't have.
Reflex times 2 if you don't have it.
Groundcraft control to
Jeez.
Major Tom.
What's the city we were going to called again? Sorry.
Quarain. Uma's on point.
True. Too true.
She know what she doing. I got
What
this
did you
car for
say?
a reason.
Reflex times 2.
Yeah.
I failed. That's only a 30.
Okay. So you pull into the patera, or you pull up to the patera of that Quarain sits upon. You can see that there's a large plateau with the mountain continuing up ahead of you, and that Quarain is basically built into the side of the mountain. You can see several buildings. Here, let me switch over to the image that I have. It's not easy to find images of Mars. This one happens to say Mars in gigantic letters on the side of the building.
Perfect.
So at least you know.
For a while, I
Everything's kind of
forgot where we were.
Yeah.
And so you see this this facility stretch up ahead of you. So as you get close, you notice that there are old roads built here. They seem to be in states of disrepair. Some of them have sand blown over them, or Martian soil. As you start to drive on them, one of them abruptly, it basically just ends. You can see that there's sort of a lamppost that was near the edge, and the part of the lamppost has basically been sheared off, which is in perfectly synchronized with the cut you see in the road underneath as it ends. And then 75, 100 meters later, the road continues as if nothing.
Do the buggies fly?
No, I mean it's just Martian soil underneath.
Okay. There's not like a chasm. It's just that the road was cut. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Very, very
Cut road,
precise.
guys. Totally fine. Let's just go across it.
I bet you that was the sound that we heard. Roads are known to scream when you cut them very precisely. Let's just not worry about it.
So this isn't Quarain, right?
So you're in a caldera. I'm not exactly 100% on the definitions of these words, but a caldera is the mouth of a volcano, and I believe the patera is the sides of that. Anyways,
All right.
a patera is the flat depression. Anyways, you're on the side of a mountain, and the facility is ahead of you. What looks to be like several hundred yards up. You can see one of the old highways heads up into the mountain alongside of Quarain. And as you gaze up at it, you can see in the distance there are several mooring towers above the city, and attached to one of them is an oblong object floating in the wind.
Oh, looks like we found our missing airship.
Does it? Well, I imagine it's not the only airship in existence. Does it match like the description of the?
Well, you don't really have a description of the Higera.
How many airships do we think are floating around in this particular spot in the DQZ?
Where is the airship from us? It's up.
It's like it's moored at the top of Quarain.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
say,
guess we should just get into the city.
There, I can fly that
take a look.
thing.
You think so?
Maybe.
Well, let's go make sure it's the ship we're looking for. I guess if it's intact and they're moored here, maybe there's some slight chance that our good doctor is alive.
Well, actually, before we go, I want to examine like the cut in the road, Kev. Like I have like a bunch of stuff, like
Okay, sure.
a bunch of knowledges like post-fall Earth, ruined habitats, like things like that. Like if there's anything along that line that would help me somewhat recognize what could possibly do like a cut like this.
Right, sure. Okay, so give me you said post-fall Earth and what else?
Ruined habitats.
Yeah, give me ruined habitats. That's great. You can take a plus 20 on it.
Oh, solid.
You know all about ruined shit. This is ruined shit. Good
oh
job.
my lord. I was a very small failure.
Very small failure. Well, there's no telling what could have done this. Certainly, it's possible that the raw material here was taken for some other purpose. It doesn't look like any kind of blunt force weapon, right? In that there's no marking to the ground beneath the road, right? The ground seems just fine.
There's like a lamppost that was gone too.
Yep.
Part
it
of
seems
a
like
lamppost.
it seems like it was just sliced right through.
I radio over to Bastion from, I imagine, inside the buggy. Like, are you done already? It's the TQZ. There's probably a million things that would ruin a road out here. It's the reason we have buggies.
Still,
and,
he's right to examine it. It could be the artifact, the Xeno artifact. We don't know what it does. We should be cautious.
Takes small portions of roads.
Take small portions of roads, yeah.
That's the only thing that it does.
and
It's actually
lamp-
called
Absolutely
a small
terrifying
road motion
weapon.
taker.
Yeah.
there's a missing lamppost too. It seems to have taken everything. I said as I head back into the buggy, I kind of leave the comm open. I say, whatever did it left the ground, like the terrain, entirely untouched, but took a piece of the metal post and whatever the concrete ground or whatever the ground is made out of.
Right. So Piccolo, as Bastion is doing this, he sort of motions you over towards the lamppost to look at it. Look at how clean the cut is.
Sure, I go. I take a look. I shoot
As
my
you
own.
do, you see Bastion. You're not sure how to describe it other than sort of try to suppress a cough. He seems to be in a minor amount of distress.
I don't want it.
Say,
Just kick me out of the vehicle. Leave me to my death.
look, perhaps we should get back in the buggy before you catch something out here. This isn't the friendliest territory.
All right. I look for I don't know, sorry, I do a self-examination, Kev, with I don't even know what half my gear is.
Well, so you need to perform a check here.
Oh boy, that's exciting. What's my check? All right.
That's what it's supposed to be, and this is to resist,
Dying.
Yeah.
Instantaneous and horrific
Instant
death. So Piccolo's like, come on.
All right. Just barely. I mean, not barely. Whatever. 31.
Okay, so you see Bastion sort of heave a few times, seemed like he almost coughed something up or something like that. You hear a crunch, and then he kind of relaxes.
Say, hairball or whatever version of that you people get.
Vashon kind of looks around a bit confused and reaches back and touches his neck where his stack would be, and he was like, "Listen, Piccolo, if something goes wrong here, just kill me, and when I revive, tell the next version of me exactly what happened. I'm gonna wanna know all about this."
How do you do?
Failure.
How do you do on that? Okay, that's fine. All right.
I say, whatever, man. It's all so easy for you, isn't it? Just get back in the buggy.
I say, "You think this is easy?" And I crack my neck, and
I don't think you have a neck. You're a crab.
whatever.
I thought it was an octopus.
I fix
That too.
my shell.
Okay. Okay, cool. So you guys continue up to Querain. You reach the what seems to be the entry point to the city. As far as you know, Querain is almost entirely underground. The entranceway is basically the only piece that peaks above the ground with several other support facilities around it. I have a small map. I'm going to probably reveal it to you guys piecemeal as you explore. But let's see, can you guys see this? Or not see this, as the case?
We cannot see it.
It's quite black right
I
now.
see a black screen.
Perfect.
It's loading. It takes some time to load.
No.
Okay.
There it goes.
Okay, so so the road sort of winds up a raised ridge along the side of the plateau that the city entrance rests upon. As you drive up, you to your left you see a huge column of stone rising from the caldera floor, and on top of it you can see what looks like a crashed vehicle. There's a faint column of smoke rising from it.
Is it like a buggy like ours or something bigger?
Well, it's on the top of a column of stone, so unless it doesn't, you're not sure what it is, but a buggy seems unlikely.
Could we climb up said column?
So there's a 200-meter gap between the top of the ridge that you're on and the column. The column is quite high. Let me see if I can find the height, but it would not be an easy climb by any means.
So I have like specs. Is that like a binoculars or anything?
Specs are like binoculars, yeah, exactly.
So can I try to like take a look at whatever's over there just to get a sense for what kind of vehicle it is?
Sure, yeah, no problem. So just give me a perception check. Take a plus 30 for your specs.
Plus 30?
Yeah.
So success.
Okay. So yeah, so you can see. Do you have any sort of like technical, industrial pilot, perhaps?
No, I don't think so. Let me have a quick look here. Yeah, my guy's a little more of like a infiltrator type. I don't think he has anything.
Okay, so you see blackened wreckage. You clearly see the bits of what appear to be transhuman remains. You see something that looks like a rotor.
Any
engine.
like identifying marks on the vehicle?
No, it's the vehicle is mostly blackened. It seems to have basically like crash landed here.
All right. I like relay the
If you had to-
information over the like buggy radio to the rest of the team.
Yeah. If you had to guess, it's probably some kind of small airplane or helicopter.
All right.
That's on top of the column.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't seem like it would have anything to do with the Higera or the people we're looking for. So unless somebody can come up with a good
Well-
idea or a good reason why we should try to get over there, I think we should just continue to Quarine.
Why
I
would,
don't know that
why would
we
we
should-
assume that it doesn't have anything to do with them?
Well, I don't know
what
that we
about-
should try to get over there, but I wonder, I don't know what kind of artifact she took, but it's possible that she was trying to sell it, trade it, or dispose of it in some way.
So what about the agent?
So someone may have been meeting her here, there may have been a drop gone wrong. The agent was hiding on the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
But may have been trying to get away.
Right.
Maybe the ship had a smaller aircraft with it?
It could have. That's not at all unlikely. So I guess we can always decide to leave this for now, but I think at some point we're going to have to explore this.
Sure,
How
I'm
would
just
we get
saying
there
I
if we
don't
wanted
I don't
to
see
get
the
there?
I don't see the reason of going over there right now. Like, first of all, how would we even get to it?
How would we get to it? Like, what
And we have,
does it look like our options would be?
unless you
Let's
could
see.
grow wings, phew.
Well, so I have a portable nanofabricator, as well as like a maker. So is it possible that I could make some kind of hover boots or something like that?
What about just a bot, a nanobot that would fly over and
So hover
investigate it
boots.
for us?
I'm sure you could make something. I don't know if hover boots are a thing, but Yeah, I mean, so obviously it would be very easy to make like a hang glider for sure. I'm sure you could make a
Hang glider would be, from the optics of the situation, something that would get us over there.
yeah, and in fact you could make a hang glider with like basically an engine on it if you wanted and you wanted to take some time.
Yeah, why don't we do that? I think we need to find out what was over there. It may be that it's nothing, but we can't be sure. So,
Just
well,
saying
what time
that
is it?
every, like spending a bunch of hours out here in the middle of the TQZ, it all bears a certain amount of risk, and I think we should keep that in mind when we take little detours like this.
Well,
how-
if
How close to the main facility are we? Like,
So the
this
main
would take us
facility
a
you
little
can
while
see
to
is
put
on
together.
here. I'll reveal some more. It's not very far away. Maybe several hundred meters. The main facility's entrance is over here, and you can see that there's an airship moored nearby you. Here, I'll give you a glimpse at the airship.
Okay.
oh my,
The head
Well,
grab.
Higera.
it says Higera. Higera.
That's what we're looking for.
That certainly
Yeah.
gives it away.
all right. So why don't we go to the main facility, and if it turns out that we can't find either Oculus or artifact or something like that, we can always come back and check out this particular thing, explore
Yeah.
this possibility.
That sounds.
I think that's a good plan.
Okay. So you're going to continue up towards the main facility?
Yes.
Okay. Where do you want to stop? There's so the main facility has what look like main doors. You can drive right up to them if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. So so as you're driving, all of you hear a noise. And as soon as you hear that, the frequency you are listening to, Dora, comes to life. You hear a female voice go, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Someone help me! Help me! I don't know who's listening, but someone, you have to help me. I've been trapped here for so long. It's so dark. Please help me." And it sort of continues on like that.
I like try to respond immediately
Okay.
on the same frequency. I say, Zamina.
There's no response. The pleading sort of continues.
Well, I scare her
Say,
away.
who's Zamina?
The doctor. Zamina Almaric.
After
Piccolo
a
has
moment,
completely forgotten our mission.
I guess
Who's Savina? What are we doing here? Who are you?
I didn't
Ah,
remember
Jack
her
Crab.
first name.
well, you could rule out the traitor because a traitor would definitely know what the mission was. That would be suspicious.
That's pretty likely. Or he's a
Just-
really bad traitor.
Just
Piccolo's gonna die.
good old fashioned meat shield.
After a moment, she sort of takes a break, and you can hear like heavy breathing, and then the pleading continues.
Okay.
Can we triangulate this? Can we figure out where this was coming from some way?
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
we got. Yeah.
I mean,
we
if
got
you
two,
guys turn
two
on your
buggies
personal
now.
radios, you could definitely triangulate it.
Let's do it.
Okay. I think we should do that. Click.
Flick.
Okay.
Like,
Great.
Oh, we found her.
So who's going to do the triangulation?
What skills are we talking about here?
I think probably infosec would be fine. I don't know if it's exactly appropriate, but it's probably
Not me then.
I have
could do it.
60.
Mine's 50. Kim, you do it.
75.
Oh no, you do it.
Why don't you guys do it together?
All right, I'll help him out.
Nope.
Okay, so you can tell that the signal is definitely coming from somewhere atop this plateau, but where exactly you're not sure.
Where the crashed helicopter
There's-
is?
No,
No.
no.
This area, it's definitely
Oh,
coming
okay.
from like somewhere very nearby.
Unfortunately, there's too much interference, guys. I can't get a good read on where exactly she is, but we know she's someplace dark. So why don't we... it can't be outside. Is it night right now?
It's quite late. It's like dusk.
But there's still light. Okay, so she has to be someplace inside, because otherwise she wouldn't say that it's dark. So we gotta get in there and see whether we can find her.
Yeah. Let's just head inside. We're sort of at 14, right? Or we were?
Yeah, you guys are right up near the edge of, let's say, like right here. Can you guys...
Oh snap! I have enhanced vision. Sorry.
One looks like a door. I think we should go there.
Yeah, so one is the
boy.
front door. You can see it's sort of like large. Here, let me. So there's a massive pair of double doors. Appear to be the front doors of the hab. They're wide enough to get 2 GEVs or crusher trucks to drive through abreast of each other. They look like they're designed to swing inward, but right now they are slightly open, offering an aperture perhaps a meter wide. They look way too heavy to move except with construction equipment. The outside of the doors are scarred and pitted, as if something was trying to eat through them.
Oh, great. More disassembler swarms. I say we head for the front door. I mean, this is probably a trap and probably a bad idea, but at this point, I think trying to figure out a back way in might take too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody
Are
else?
we on board?
Have
No, yeah,
objections?
that's fine.
So actually,
does it-
I go on to tell in detail Uma that like if it was a disassembler swarm, this building wouldn't be like standing here.
That's so great. You're so
Do you
bringing
feel
the energy up.
Crab.
Consider yourself reassured.
Why did we bring this lobster with us?
All right.
I'm
So
good
you
at
guys
the-
are gonna approach the doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it?
So who's going in first? Are you guys just gonna walk in? You want to inspect the doors? You want to?
Yeah, I mean,
What do you guys do? How's this
Well,
looking?
we can see in, right? Like it's a meter wide, so
Yeah, but
as we
the
walk up.
sunlight is not pointing in this direction. And remember, sunlight on Mars is much fainter than it is on.
Does no one have a flashlight?
I have
yeah.
like super.
I mean, I want to stand at the door before I hurl them open and peer inside. I've got to have like a
Okay.
cell phone flashlight or something in here. I don't
Sure.
know.
Yeah. No, you definitely have a light. You want
I
to shine
have.
it in?
Yeah.
I
Go.
want to shine it inside and take a look.
Okay, great.
Hopefully
This
Yeah.
little light of hers, she's gonna let it shine.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you shine the light in. You can see a large open area inside. It looks like that this is probably the main sort of shipping and receiving area for the hab. The ground is is basically a road surface. As you peer in, you can see the insides of the doors are dented with bullets and have burns, perhaps from blasters or fire or whatever. It seems that this must have been the site of a last stand.
Or just any kind of battle.
I'll be losing 1,000 health in 10 seconds.
is there any like bodies?
There are no bodies, but you can attempt to investigate this, or maybe hardware industrial, something like that, if you want to.
No, I certainly don't have any hardware industrial.
I can poke around and see whether I can find anything industrial. You say?
Yeah, industrial work.
Got nothing.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so Dora, as you inspect this, you get the definite sense that these doors were battered open from the inside.
Somebody was
And
trying to
not-
escape.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
Whoa.
I share that extremely reassuring tidbit of information with the rest of the group in as upbeat a way as possible.
Things.
Piccolo
things that are not
says-
okay.
But escape from who?
Or from
Or
what?
what?
Dun, dun,
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
All
So inside you can see the area does not look like well kept. There are wires hanging from the ceiling. Various pieces of equipment seem to be in disrepair, scattered around. Immediately in front of the doors is what looks to be like a personal ground craft, basically like a car. smashed against the inside door.
Hi, Bindia.
Anybody inside of it?
No, it doesn't look like.
I'll just for as a note, I think I'll have my pistol drawn just in case whatever it is that chased these people around rears its
So
ugly head.
as you do inspect the car, Piccolo, you notice that
I've got a
there
shock
are a lot
baton.
of pieces of it missing. It seems.
Pieces of the car, like
Yeah.
like it's been eaten away by one of these swarms, or like pieces were taken off for some
well,
purpose.
So it seems like every part of the car that was not strictly iron has been stripped away completely.
So I like.
Or I mean steel, some iron alloy. Right,
Steel is
so-
left. Everything else been taken away. Okay.
Right, so like there
How
there is
does
like
it
a
seem like
steering
there's
wheel
like
column.
scratch marks?
Nope, it just looks like it's completely gone.
Can
Right,
we?
so
So, like-
there's a steering column and there's a steering and where a steering wheel would be, perhaps like a wireframe of a steering wheel, but no grips. There's like the inside of the car, but like no trim, right?
Something's
There's
eating
turn-
all the metal, man.
No,
I turn-
not that. The other way. It's not eating the metal.
Oh, everything.
eating all the
but
Or
Not
not
metal.
that. Or it's eating everything but the hardest of metals.
So
Okay.
turn to Dora and say, any idea what would do this?
I mean, there's all sorts of things that could dissolve organic type compounds, but not metallic ones. I guess, is there anything I would know that would give me a better idea? Academics nanotechnology or
Sure.
academics engineering or something?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
All right, nanotechnology?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
No, close but no cigar.
So yeah, I guess the nearest you could guess would be that this sort of material could be stripped away and repurposed as feedstock for a maker machine or something like that, or repurposed for any and therefore repurposed to be anything.
Right. Right, I can't really tell you much more than the fact that it looks like the organics are gone.
So who is so? I guess Piccolo, you've stepped inside the door. Uma, you two are Bastion, Dora coming inside as well, or
But given that I'm looking at the car, I assume I'm in there.
okay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stand alone outside by myself like some sort of
Sad
swan bait.
crab.
Sure.
Yeah. Can't eat
So
me,
I guess
swan.
we'll continue to inspect the immediate area to see if there's any other
Yeah.
hints at what might have
I
happened.
think we should explore
Sure.
this room.
As you step into the room a bit, you see this a little bit more. You see that there's clearly what appears to be a loading elevator here. There are 4 sections of it. 2 appear to be areas for passenger elevators that would have gates and stuff, and the other 2 seem to be much larger, either cargo or vehicle elevators that are more open. None of them seem to be in good working order. But as you step over, you hear a noise behind you, and as you turn around, I guess to shine your flashlight, you only see a piece of scrap, sort of hanging loose from a peg on the wall, swinging back and forth.
Scrap. What?
Just metal, like a piece of destroyed machinery.
What caused
I'm
it
not
to
okay
move?
with this. Well, that's
Oh,
the
you're not-
point. I
you
think
don't
that's
think-
what we're looking for. I think that's what we're looking for. What caused it to move?
So you see
I mean,
several doors around the edges of the room, and as you shine your lights around, you can see. I guess it doesn't matter if you see the rooms because you don't know what's inside them. But you see there are several tanks along the back wall. There are several doors. leading out of
Any
the room.
markings on any of the doors to indicate where they lead or what
Yeah.
they do, or on the tanks for that matter?
So you can see just very clearly the room that's labeled 2 here. Yeah, I'll show you everything that's right there. That's very clearly a place that vehicles are allowed to go because one of the doors is a garage door. Right, it would allow for vehicles. 3 is labeled Ops Center. The thing that's labeling 4, those are lifts. 5 seems to be some sort of tanks along the back wall. Area 6, the sign is obscured. The first part of it is LI, and the rest of the letters are destroyed. and the 7th room is unlabeled. The 8th room says Farming Depot. 9 says Forward Med Bay. And the 10th room, that seems, so you can pretty clearly see into that. It looks to be like a security checkpoint, right? It's got like windows and there's a voice pass through.
So and that's the only door that's any kind of open? All the other doors are closed?
So most of the doors are open.
I wanna check out 6. Is there like a window in the door? Can I peer in? Is the door askance?
All right. Well, like we should just
Ajar.
maybe be a little methodical about this, so don't all just wander off, and then all of a sudden somebody's been eaten by some.
A Gru?
Yeah, whatever might be out there. So I think we should probably just check all the rooms to make sure that we don't miss anything. We can certainly
Hey, you're
start
the
with
commander.
Anyway,
Hey, Kevin, can I get a?
Traitor.
Never mind.
Traitor. Clearly a traitor.
Can I get a
That's
chance
it.
to betray everybody? No, you cannot.
Push her
Can I
Quickly.
Can I just murder everyone?
Put her in
Son of
the
a
tanks.
bitch. Don't
Because
kill
roll-
Piccolo, he's not backed up.
I was gonna ask if I could roll to get like a sense of things, a feeling of things. I guess perception or
So I mean, the best you can probably do is if you want to look for something specific, you can let me know. I can let you roll perception. If you want to get a sense of a person, you can roll kinesics to like sort of ascertain their mannerisms, body language.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe harder on like a crab.
No, that's easier.
Yes.
Click.
He is just
Look,
crap.
I don't know what that means.
guys, I'm really nervous, guys.
When I'm really nervous, I get completely still.
Either way, I would say that we just clear the rooms one at a time. Check for anything that might give us a clue as to what
well,
exactly happened here. We should
I
just.
draw my weapon, and I encourage others to like do similar.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think my gun was already out just in case some Gru jumps us. I'd say we just start with room 2, and then we can work our way around.
Sure, no problem. Okay, so like I said, room 2, you assume to be a motor pool. There are 3 big rolling garage doors that open to a parking area and what seems to be a maintenance garage. There are large amounts of tools here, but there are no vehicles. The room's contents include tools, hydraulic lifts, and 2 industrial nanofabbers, which do not appear to be connected to feedstock.
Okay. There's no. I guess feedstock is like raw material for
Yeah, that's right.
nanofabbers.
That's right.
Is it that they're not connected, or like there are no like?
So
raw-
the feedstock lines, you would assume in this sort of habitat would connect down into the habitat, right? So like
Okay.
the feedstock, reservoirs are probably not here. They're probably deeper in the habitat, and they seem to be disconnected from that source.
Okay. Is there any way to check from here whether there is any feedstock at all? Like, did they run out of juice? I was wondering whether like this might connect to that stripped down car out in the, I guess out on the other side in the main courtyard or whatever it was.
Oh, no. So the mesh here seems to be offline.
Well, that's fine. Do they have a keyboard?
You forget who you're talking to.
Anyways,
Oh, right.
that's
Okay,
fine.
Fair enough.
All right.
He has no
I
idea
guess
that the
does
message-
anybody else have anything they wanted to check in the motor pool? Otherwise, we can move on to
I
the
want to, Kevin, wherever that sign was or whatever. I keep an eye out on the ceilings for like anything,
Okay.
I just like constantly look around. And,
suspicious ceiling stuff.
Yeah.
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 It's where the
Okay.
drop bears live.
So
I should like I'll take the floors. Somebody else can take the corners, the shadowy corners.
I'll just skip around in the middle.
You'll look at the crown moldings.
Oof, crown
Yeah.
moldings.
So
Gorgeous.
so you can do that, Uma. You need to roll sense.
So sensual.
How do I do this thing? What's this thing? Where's my...
Okay. And so you guys wanted to go to room 3 next?
Yeah, we'll just kind of
Yeah.
work our way around the building.
Okay.
Super success.
Okay, yeah. So, I'll tell you about that. I can't talk and type. So as you enter the next room, you can see that many of the electronics are still online. It seems to be a communications room. It's a big open plan office area. There's smashed chairs, overturned desks, and desiccated office plants everywhere. A ladder in the northwest corner seems to ascend through the roof, where you could tell from the outside there used to be a comm tower. As you look next to the ladder, you see what appears to be the torso and arms of a man. There are sort of like wires coming out of him everywhere, including his mouth. And but you can see his eyes are open, and they are wide with fear.
And dead?
Doesn't
Or
appear to
like
be. No, he seems to
moving
be,
eyes?
Yeah, he seems to be alive, or something
Okay.
like that.
Not okay.
Is there any sound or movement coming from him?
You can hear so since you are all dead quiet, you can hear a faint like rasping noise coming from him.
Super great. My favorite.
Alright, I guess I go over and like kneel down by his dismembered body,
Does he look familiar to me, Kevin?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
and I ask him,
So his eyes are like deeply sunken. His skin is pale white. He's clearly cut off below the navel.
so I like
And,
kneel over him. Does he seem to like realize that somebody's there?
So you sort of lean down on his left side, and his left eye remains completely motionless, but his right eye sort of like moves over to look at you.
I ask him, what happened here?
There's like a sort of straining. You can see that like there are wires and like a pipe that sort of extend straight through his mouth, like into his down his throat. And you can see that a lot of the wires run up the ladder towards where you assume the communications tower is.
So this guy would have been like, I'm not sure I understand. Like he's like deliberately like plugged into the communication systems, or
Yeah, he seems to be plugged into a lot of the electronics around here, and a lot of the wires seem to run up the ladder towards where you would assume the comms tower would be.
Why don't we take a peek up there and see what they're connected to?
is he connected to any of the devices in this room? You said there was a bunch of
Yes,
like
yes, he is.
computers and stuff
He
like
is.
that.
Mhm.
Is there a way we can maybe communicate with him through those devices?
Yeah, Dora's face will light up and she'll run over to one of the computers.
Okay.
So we're going to try to make contact with whatever it is.
And yeah, I'm the weird one.
What?
I said, yeah, I'm the weird
Computers.
one.
He loves
And,
computers. There's nothing
you
weird
know-
about that.
Yeah, come on now.
Disemboweled guy.
Disemboweled guy, but he's
exactly-
connected to a computer,
Yeah,
so it's okay.
computers are great. Computers are great.
You guys lucky to be disemboweled and connected to a computer.
Listen,
Okay.
I love
I don't
computers.
think I'd go that far.
So give me a interfacing roll.
Okay. Sorry, my PDF reader crashed. Let me grab that. All right, interfacing roll. All right. Any bonuses or negatives? Any bonuses or negatives?
No,
He
no.
said no. I just
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
It wasn't facing the microphone. It's all his fault.
Interfacing. All right, 60. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, what you can tell as you plug in to this machine is that main station power is completely cut off. as is auxiliary power. But somehow the station is powered by another power source that seems to be nearby.
All right, and I can't.
Power is very low, but it seems to be generating enough to run displays and communications equipment. It seems to you that the generator is in this room.
Yeah,
is it the dude?
We're sorry. Are we still in room 2? And we're
Room
up
3.
on the
No, room 3. Room 3.
Okay, but it went up, so we're up like on the roof.
No, there are some cords leading from the disemboweled guy that go up. Presumably,
Up the
the
ladder.
communications tower or array is above this room, but this seems to be some kind of. This is like the comms room, I guess.
Okay, we didn't go up the ladder yet. He's just at a computer in the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
So can I query him and ask if he's powering this?
Sure.
Select
You
from
received a message
disemboweled
back.
guy.
You receive a message back that is the following.
Are you only sending it to him or to everybody?
It looks like he's typing it out in Roll20 chat.
But
Okay. The Imam calls me to prayers, but I cannot go.
so Qurain is an old Islamic site of worship or something. It said that.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because Quran is pretty self-explanatory.
And you said
Okay.
it was dusk. That's one of the times of day with the call to prayer.
I will send a query
Banshee.
asking. I will send a query asking if we need to change his facing.
Okay.
Okay, he responds, "Holes for eyes, holes for souls," which is a great punk band from the late 80s.
Yeah.
How does he know me
I
so well?
thought it was a Fall Out Boy song.
Yeah, that's it.
okay.
No, how does he know me so well? That's a better question.
I want to go up the
I'll-
ladder.
So wait, is he the power source? Can you determine what the power source is?
He's the power source. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Also, now that you're in the same room, you can determine that this is where the broadcast of that radio signal is coming from.
Okay.
It's so dark, radio signal and everything.
Lane.
But it's obviously not this guy.
Well, we shouldn't make that assumption. I'll send a
He could be a family member.
single word query Zamina ?
Okay.
All right, the response is fleshy, 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 party, party, party. All right, that's great.
Dora's like,
Dora's-
well,
Door's
I'm done.
That's enough of that.
this battery's a
I
freak.
just want to. I at least want to like walk over to the ladder and like look up. Can I just like what? Where does it look like that's going?
So it appears to lead up to the base of a fallen communications tower.
Yeah, let's check out this communications tower. I will unjack from this weirdo.
Okay, so we're almost out of time, so I'm gonna truncate a little bit here. If you guys investigate the communications tower, you find the wires go up to what would be the top of it, and at the top there is a radio signal booster. And as you come back down, you notice that there are several figures now in front of the entrances to this room, and that is where we will leave. Well, hold on. So they are black figures. Their skin is smooth and black, and they're not quite human shaped, and they have white faces that seem to be masks with two singular holes where their eyes should be, an elongated sort of, I guess, nose, and a single hole where the mouth would be.
I'm pretty nervous.
It seems
Hello.
normal. 2 eye holes and one mouth hole is actually pretty standard. So I don't know why you
I'd
say
say,
that. Like it's so creepy.
Are you
You guys
guys here
hold for
for the
souls?
fleshy party?
So we're gonna leave it there for tonight, and we will find out what happens with these.
How many of these guys are there, Kev?
There are several in front of each doorway. It's a little bit dark. You can't quite tell how many.
All right.
I go back up the ladder. Deuces.
Well,
Well,
GG.
so-
nothing to see here.
But that was. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks
Thank you,
for
Kim. Thank you,
jamming.
Aaron. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Chat has been wonderful this evening. We are live from Beyond. If you're watching us on Twitch, please go check out our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/livefrombeyond. Got a lot of our older games that we've run before up there. If you're watching us on YouTube, come check out our live stream on Twitch TV. It is Twitch TV/livefrombeyond.
Tuesdays at 7:30.
Tuesdays at 7:30 Eastern. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.